Hello, 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 hello. Unblinded movement. Welcome to our Unblinded Huddle, the #1 place to start your day with a daily dose of integrity-based human influence. My name's Fernando, fellow co-founder, and today is Ecosystem Merger Mastery Monday. And for all of you wondering, like, hey, great, like, what am I doing here? What's happening? This is a place, a 30-minute oasis where we create fun, simple, magical micro distinctions and frictionlessness that free exponential abundance. And if you're new, you're like, whoa, there's like 5 words in there I've just never heard is even speaking English. And for all of you that are here are like, thank you, for re-anchoring in this language. In the simplest form, we're here to prep up like a sports team. We're here to prep up like a movement, accelerate our day. And here's where we start. This is our base camp. This is our huddle. This is where we come together, not only to motivate and inspire, but more importantly, to create zone action. Knowing what zone action is, and more importantly, being in zone action, is the acceleration of self-mastery. Self-mastery being defined as your personal development, what's needed to get yourself to do the things that need to be done. And in these phone calls, we accelerate through prepping us and making sure we are in zone action. With that, I see Sean's name on the screen. Sean, are you here with us? So to bring it back to everyone on Ecosystem Merging Mastery Monday, where are you?
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, Sean?
Yeah, keep going, keep driving.
Awesome. So for everyone, it's so important, and it means the world to us when you share your energy. So today, in the chat on Ecosystem Merger Mastery Monday, what is one ecosystem that you would like to merge with, or that you're merging with, that will make the greatest difference? Or more importantly, what is an ecosystem? Do you want to merge with accountants, with lawyers, with financial service providers, realtors, mortgage brokers, doctors, chiropractors? Share in the chat what would be one ecosystem that would be meaningful for you, because every single day is an opportunity for you to share who you are in the chat, give everyone an opportunity to see all the dimensions of who you are. And today is a good day to share what you are looking for and who you're looking to speak to, and more importantly, maybe who you serve often, as an ability and an access point for this movement to contribute to you. So for everyone in the chat, let's drop what is one ecosystem that we would like to connect with that will make a lasting difference in your life, business, or contribution project. Let's drop it in the chat. Let's begin to read some. We have Jay Levine wants to connect with the Cali Law Family Law Division. Beautiful. John Conrad, insurance agents. Rebecca Jones, accountants. Love that. Karen Dreyer, attorneys, love that. An email I cannot read, franchiseers, love that. Josephine, real estate. We have Craig from SoCal, lawyers, accountants. Jay Levine, divorce attorneys. Renya, OBGYN practices and practitioners. Ms. Trenensa Johnson, realtor and property managers. Andrea, I can't even say that word. Vets, Orlando. I want to share ecosystem with accountants and estate attorneys, Radia, doctors, Ruth, women organizations, on and on and on. Ecosystem sounds lovely.
Awesome.
I'll pause, kick it back to you, Sean.
Yeah, that's awesome, everybody. And now, we haven't touched on it a little bit, and we haven't touched on it that often at all, as I think about it, because we do a lot of heart-centered things, but we always talk about like contribution, impact, disposable income, and I think we skip a step sometimes. And it was very present for me as I thought about, hey, what are things we haven't been talking about as much? How about this? Like, what is it that you want practically? I'm always like, it's never about the physical thing. And it's not. It's about how some of these physical things can make us feel. But, for some, you guys are in a position of desiring immense acceleration. And congratulations, by the way. Hope your weekend was amazing. I know some of you did virtual UPW with Tony Robbins, which I think they did a wonderful job with, and, love to talk about that a little bit more as the week progresses. And when I was in the beginning of my acceleration and breakthroughs, having a beach house meant like it was the driving force for me. Again, it wasn't about the beach house. It was about being an example possibility to my kids, having that base camp that I could have to go to share with, and so many people been to that home. So what's it for you? Like, let's get really practical. What's an item? Like, if you want to make more money, what's something that you think that more money is going to bring you? specifically, like if I have more, well, not if, excuse me, sorry, when I have more money, this is what it's going to look like. For me, it was, I'm going to have a beach house, a place to have deep moments of connection with my children, um, people that I love. I envision one day having people there for seminars and programs. And some of you have done exactly that. And we're certainly going to do more of that coming up. And I had my son's first birthday party in that roof. And it was amazing and magical to be on the roof deck of that beach house with my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my friends. What is it for you? At some point for Caligula, I was having a Christmas and holiday party. And the first Christmas and holiday party I ever had for Caligula, I think there was about 12 of us. Actually, offices of Sean Caligula. This was back in the very, very beginning. I'm thinking that was either the Christmas of, maybe it was 98. The first one could have been 99. And it was the first one. And there was like this really small number, of people that were there. And this year, I think we had 700 people at the Christmas party. And, it was a lunch, and there's nothing wrong with it. It was wonderful, and it was a beautiful interaction. But just to give the idea of possibility of growth over time, we had a lunch with people sitting there, and I think we had Italian food, and it was nice. And it was there, and then it was over, and we went home. The Christmas party this year, we had live reindeer, mechanical reindeer. We had, and thanks again, acknowledgement to Nicole Maiello. We had stilt walking abominable snowmen. We had tables that walked and moved and had drinks on them. We had a band. It snowed inside. And we had a DJ, and we had a live band, and we had a piano that smoke shot out of. We had giant screens and Siri Lindley appearing and connecting virtually as she was struggling with her health challenges, and as she's done such a beautiful job coming to the other side of those health challenges. Like all of these things, which I never could have imagined. People flying in from all over the country and the world. So, and I've also this summer had my friends down there, my kids down there with their friends. I've had friends down there. So what is it for you that you want? And let's avoid why a little bit. It's like, what's the what? Like we talk about why a lot, we go deeper, but just the what, and I remember when I got my first Z3 BMW, I think that was in 99, and how it felt. And that was the car that Pierce Brosnan drove in a James Bond movie. And I drove really fast to work with the top down, and it felt, this is obviously my vision was in a different place, and I felt just alive. I felt the sense of possibility and like what was. And, I went to Switzerland with Tyler, my son, and we stayed this incredible place at up the mountain, up the Cervo, I think was the name of it. And it was outside the village, above the village of Zermatt. And it was unbelievable to just like be there and be on the trail. Like we popped our skis off when we're done skiing, and we just walked in, like we're back at our place. And having the choices and the ability to do these things, and going to Whistler Canyon before that, and going with Tyler for the first time, and not having to think about, hey, is this something that, like, can I afford this? Like, is it okay to do? So just pop this in the chat. What are some things, just things that you want to have for yourself? Maybe it's lessons, maybe it's training, maybe it's, a second home, and where would it be, and what would it look like, and how would it make you feel? Like, maybe it's a car, maybe it's the ability to do some form of party or something. Like, what are those things for you that you see in your future, closing your eyes, moving into your heart, that would bring almost tears to your eyes, or would bring tears to your eyes, that would just warm you, empower you, inspire you, and they would be physical representations of your progress and growth. Maybe it's a number in your bank account, in your investment account, or your savings account, or your checking account. What is a physical manifestation that that your disposable income is increasing? Like, what is happening that you would have, that you would see? Maybe it's a driver, like maybe it's the ability to take a private jet, to somewhere. Where would it be? So Fernando, let's pop in with you, checking on the chat in a minute, but what are those things for you? like next base camp financially for you, like what's happening?
Thanks, Sean. And I'm actually, giggling over here because this weekend I'm going to get to experience a magical moment that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. Quick backstory, and then I'll share. 4 years ago, I had an inspiration to have a family vacation. My family is a unit of 13. I have much more in Colombia and other places around the world. For me, though, my unit is 13 of us. And we hadn't got on vacation since I'm 28 now, since I was maybe 12, 10. So, over a decade. And for my family, it was like impossible. Calendar, schedule, never going to happen, impossible. And I didn't step into that frame. And we had one vacation where we went to Virginia. And then our second year, last year, we went to Canada. And this year, it wasn't going to happen because my nephew's going, to do an internship. All this happened. God is good. COVID happened. Not saying that was good. Point is, all things got canceled and schedules opened. And this weekend, we're going to be going on our third family trip to Ithaca. And without my family's knowledge, I have fully invested for a full day of activities, and they have no idea. And I've paid for it on my own, and I'm going to get to share with all 13 members everything they want. I can cry as this has been a dream. It was impossible. And now it's the only time a year that I shave my face and that I completely don't have my phone in my pocket for, more than 12 minutes. So from Thursday to Monday, I'll be traveling to Ithaca, which I never thought a Spanish family would be happy and excited to go to Ithaca. And I'm excited to rent the boat and jet skis and purchase everything and just see the smiles, cry, be proud because of what's happening. And that to me is a tangible, magical moment that is days away. And I cannot wait to share with all of you what that feels like to experience. So back to you, Sean.
No, that's awesome, brother. Warms my heart. And I don't know if you could feel it. I could feel it. Just the energy of joy and feeling, as Fernando says, the reactions, the pride he's going to feel, the love, the connection, the possibility, the enjoyment. So congratulations, brother. And yes, doing and buying things for others always is more than for ourselves. And it's okay to enjoy something for yourself too, in a beautiful, magical way. So Fernando, anybody sharing anything in the chat that would matter to them?
Yes, let me scroll up here as there's been many things. So I'm going to start here. Correct from SoCal, horses for grandkids with the ranch. Teresa, freedom to have choices and experiences.
Correct from SoCal, horses for the grandkids in the ranch. Like, imagine the feeling of providing horses for your grandchildren. Like, imagine that feeling of pride as a grandparent, of accomplishment, of joy, of connection. Next.
Thank you, Sean. Next, we have Teresa Pfefferly, freedom to have choices and experiences. Correct from SoCal, $10,000 a month in residual income.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Teresa, what would that look like though? Like choices. You have choice. What are you going to choose to do? Like, what would just light you up to say, this is what I'm doing for me or for the family, your kids? Like, what would it be that you would do? Next, Craig, 10,000 passive income. Next.
Yes, Karen Kent, to afford support staff and sales reps for my products. Sandy Wells, this is awesome. A fantastic family vacation every year for our 10 kids and 19 grandkids that will form wonderful family memories and the ability to help all our kids attend. That's awesome.
Well, and Karen, and let's create it. Let's create that right now. Pop it back in the chat. Where would you go and what would you do? Where would you go and what would you do? So Fernando, you're going to Ithaca, right? Amazing.
Yes.
So, and you're doing certain very specific things. Amazing. So Karen, what would that look like and be for you? At one point for me, it was a dream to take my family to Grand Cayman and my extended family and my extended tribe at that point was 35 or 40. I forget the exact number. And that took that wasn't easy and didn't come short and happened right before my grandmother passed, which was unbelievable and magical. And that memory, I wouldn't trade for anything in the world or virtually anything in the world. So Fernando, what else we have there?
Thank you. Let me just scroll down. We have Mary to build retirement savings for financial security in the near future.
Yeah. How about this? And you have to write in the chat, but just make sure you know how much and by when. And let's go. Sometimes we skip over the basics. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, action-oriented, like you can act on them, right? Reasonable, and time specific. So be specific. Like I knew I wanted a beach house in Long Beach Island. I came with a budget. I knew the number. It was like, here we go. So this is what I need to do to increase. So when I looked at ecosystem merging, speaking engagements, etc., calling them slightly different things in those days, I knew what I needed to create to have that happen. And it did. And all of a sudden, like I was operating in a very beautifully urgent framework because I was moving towards something very specific. Fernando?
Yes, and I love the specificity in which you're adding, so thank you for that distinction. Next, we have John Conrad, organization skilled, paid off cars, some toys for home ownership. We have Beth, a second
like
home.
Which toys, brother? Like which toys, right? Just, hey, I'd like a jet ski. Hey, I'd love a motorcycle. I don't know what it would be for you, right? A hot tub. What is a pool? Like what is it specifically, right? Next.
Beth, a second home an hour away near the beach. A driver, a home on the Pacific in Santa Barbara.
Boom, now we're talking. Like that's specific, love it, yeah.
Richard Armstrong, to ride a train coast to coast with 15 of my grandchildren.
Oh my God, dude, this is like so fun, awesome.
That's wild. Jack Reeder, 1 million gross revenue. We have Jason Sipple.
And what would you say, 1 million gross revenue, and what would you then do with that? What would that create for you? Maybe it would create, hey, I'm gonna work a 3-day work week. Hey, I'm gonna be able to take off 10 weeks a year. Hey, I'm gonna buy like tickets for my grandchildren across the country. Like what would that $1 million create? Because nobody wants the $1 million of gross revenue. Nobody wants $1 million income. We all want what we think those things will give us. Practically like the items they'll give us, and most importantly, the feelings they'll give us. So Fernando?
We have Jason Sipple, which brother I called you last week. I'd love to connect with you. What he would like is a pool for the family and a big family ski trip. And then we have much, much more on the list, Sean.
Beautiful. How about where would you go, Jason? Like where would you have that ski trip be? Like to exactly, you know, like example, right? So now I know that when I want to go to, I'll do something I haven't done yet. I would love to go on a liveaboard dive trip in Micronesia, like Palau, Truck, Yap, right? And have it be with my children, my dad, you know, who's getting older. And yeah, I think that would be the grouping. And we would go, I'd love to have the entire boat for ourselves, no other folks there. Fernando, I'd like the boat to have pizza, chicken wings, and everything we want for the entire week. I would love to go diving with sharks beautifully, wonderfully in the open ocean, including hammerheads and tiger sharks, have manta rays, you know, going overhead, to have Wi-Fi so we could listen to whatever music, Bruce Springsteen, Jimmy Buffett, whatever that we'd sit and enjoy, and just truly deeply have that time away from the world and have like no contact with the outside world except in case of an emergency. And to, by the way, like take the Zodiacs from the liveaboard and take them to land in different islands and places in Micronesia, to walk around the land, to have lunch in a beautiful like waterfront thatch roof restaurants. Like that's some specificity. You know, give me, for the fun of it, Fran, hopefully you're having fun connecting with this deeply at Ecosystem Merger Monday. This is like why you merge ecosystems.
Word.
Give me like 2 more. Are there 2 more out there?
Yes. Let me go back into the chat. My apologies. We have boom, boom, boom. Well, Tiffany said, well, he's talking to Jason. Whitney, a beach house and property on the Kohala coast on the Big Island to be used for family vacation rentals and retreats. And then we have Rich Levine, a shore house with a room enough for many family and guests with an attached guitar teaching studio with a 3-car garage and 3 Mustangs. Go, yeah.
Rich, and that's exactly it. And we'll do one more, Fernando. Like, go specific, have these things, make them come alive. Go see the places. Like, go to these places or go online and look at the things. Take a picture, put it up. Like, I don't share these things because I think we're, at times, at a more accelerated level of like the work that we're doing. And shame on me. because I'm also going to create one final container for today, and then we'll break. But give me one more person, Fernando.
So we had Jason Sipple got specific. He said pool by December 2020, Park City, Utah, ski trip next January, specific and measurable, beautiful distinction.
In Park City, we were just there not long ago, brother. Have been there, but Janelle, who his son is Prince,
Ridiculous.
When we went out to Operation Underground Railroad, Fernando, Courtney Epps, we saw snow. We found snow in Park City, specifically in Deer Valley above Park City. And Prince got to throw snowballs for the first time in like the summer, because it was like June already.
I'm sorry, Sean, if I can just get specific. He didn't not only got to throw snowballs, Sean thought it was a genius idea, as I had a brand new Ford F-150 2020 rental, which was like a free upgrade, by the way, that Sean said, well, not only is there snow, you need to throw it, but you don't just need to throw it. It needs to make a noise. So why don't you throw it at the car? And it wasn't even snow, it was ice. So that's Sean's version of specific. Noises, snowball, ice on cars equals specific.
Well, ready? So here's the deal. If you achieve a certain level of financial abundance, you could be completely comfortable with creating a scratch or a dent that you could pay for. And to give Prince an amazing experience of like his first snowball, like thudding off of something. So why deprive him of that when we live in abundance, Fernando? And we do live in abundance. No desire to destroy property, no desire to hide it, but living in abundance, like that is fun and amazing and incredible. Yes, like let us live in abundance. So that is what we were talking about. So Fernando, how did that feel for you, that little journey experiment? By the way, throw in chat, one more thing. How'd that feel for you? Like, did you like doing this? So should we do a little bit of this sometimes in the huddle, bringing these things alive? Which I think I'm saying, hey, do this at home, but did this feel good for you this morning? And would you like to see us, check in on this at least once a week on some of the more practical, fun, magical dynamics, like, of tangibility of what you're creating? And if it's that, just say yes, give us some yeses. Fernando, how'd that feel for you?
I loved it. I was, direct answers that I loved it. I almost got myself to tears. I am excited. I am joyful. I was in like warrior mode already, ready to take on the day. And now I want to go like hug my mom. So it is a beautiful thing to always bring into the present.
So, and let me do this. So the mode of gladiator, Zeus energy can be the energy of decision. And here's my decision. I keep passing along to you. We in Unblinded, we in the Unblinded ecosystem co-create simple, fun, and magical micro distinctions and frictionlessness that free exponential abundance in money, time, and magic. We in Unblinded, in this ecosystem, we together co-create simple, fun, and magical micro distinctions and frictionlessness that free exponential abundance in money, time, and magic. Simple, easy, fun. And to do the things that we're not comfortable today doing, we shift and they become simple, easy, fun, magical. That's what we're doing. Final container from today, beautiful job. We touched on this before. I have a new treatment of it that I think lands hopefully even more effectively. I want you to step into this, that all of us and everybody we encounter, we're in 3 different places and everything, still connected to the scale of mastery, but 3 buckets. We're in the beginner bucket, 1, 4, we're in the proficient bucket, and 3, we're in the bucket of mastery. And for everything in our life, we are in mastery in some things, we are proficient in some things, and we are beginners in some things. And in the formula, at the real raw, at the level of acceleration, the vast majority of us have not achieved mastery yet. 10 by 10s, the formula, your understanding, your influence mastery, your process mastery, your self-mastery, you're still in either beginner or proficient, most of us. And let's enjoy the journey from beginner to proficient to mastery in everything that we do is simple, fun, and magical in these containers. Like the ability to create, many of us are in the beginner and proficient stages. The ability to get up on stage and speak. Maybe you're a proficient or beginner. Maybe you've got mastery, but mastery in certain elements, but not in others. And that's what our growth mindset, our unblinded mindset, our unblinded mindset is that that with no ego, that we're enjoying the journey where we are. So we realize how we can experience the acceleration to have these things. Beginner, proficient, mastery. Beginner, proficient, mastery. Locking them in. Fernando, final.
Final. I love the distinction on being specific. Thank you today, Sean, for bringing that energy alive and present on Ecosystem Merging Mastery Monday. Remember, we are here to rise in our mastery. Why rise in our mastery if we're not going to enjoy and have fun in the process? So thank you for the reminder of flow, presence, and stopping the Zeus warrior to, as they say, smell the roses or the chicken fingers, whatever you're into.
The Zeus warrior can get tired, right? Zeus energy of decision on simple, fun, and magical can have an amazing time. Final. People you're going to communicate with have a beginner, proficient, or mastery mindset in the areas you're talking about, and it might be mixed. So don't get tired. Don't get impatient. Some people don't know what they don't know. I didn't at one point in time. If you told me about everything we're talking about when I was 27, I would have had no concept of what anybody was discussing. And when I walked into BNI for the first time, I thought it was the most overwhelming and complex dynamic imaginable. And now I look back and go, oh my God, was that who I was in my beginnerness back in those days? And of course I was. So people you're going to be talking to are going to be in beginner, proficient, and mastery. So are you. Love it all. Be patient, but seeing simple, fun, and magical micro distinctions, creating exponential acceleration through frictionlessness. Have a beautiful ecosystem merger and mastery Monday.